Hello, welcome back to the channel. It is Cairo. We are doing standard ranked today. If you were here on Sunday, I have to apologize because I do a weekly stream every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, and I did do it, but then the computer crashed about 40 minutes in. I left the video up. I apologize to everybody who watched and then had that abrupt cutoff. But we are back at it today. I believe the issue is fixed, so let's get into some Selesnya enchantments. We are currently Platinum Tier 3, 4 days after season reset, so hopefully to climb the ladder. Let's look at the deck. Pretty standard Selesnya enchantments build. Somebody that told me that Selesnya enchantments was performing well for them was Country Fried from the channel It Resolves, right here on YouTube. So if you haven't checked them out, check out It Resolves. They make great MTG content, and they were having some good luck with Selesnya enchantments. So I'm running it today. So let's do a quick deck breakdown here. We got Generous Visitor, a 1-drop in green. That's a 1/1. When you cast an enchantment, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It can be the Generous Visitor, but it can also pump up our Kami of Transience, which is a 2/2 trample for 2. When you cast an enchantment, this also gets a counter. It can only place it on itself, unlike Generous Visitor, but the trample really does matter in this format. Also, at the beginning of each end step, if an enchantment was put into the graveyard from the battlefield this turn, you can return this from the graveyard to your hand. And being so cheap, yeah, you lose a little bit of tempo if you have a few counters on it and it gets destroyed or whatever, but it's nice to get this back into your hand. Spirited Companion, our little dog friend, he's an enchantment creature, so he triggers our Kami of Transience and Generous Visitor. He also draws us a card. What a good friend this dog is. As dogs usually are. Look at him, running around, chasing those little ribbons. Gotta love this dog. Teachings of the Kirin, 2-drop, Saga. Mill 3 cards, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token, and that spirit type actually does matter. I'll tell you why in just a second. Step 2, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and then step 3, exile it. It becomes Kirin Touched Orochi. A 1/1. When it attacks, you can exile a creature or a non-creature, and depending on what you do, you can put a counter on something or make a 1/1 spirit, which also matters. Jikai Naturalist, our friend from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty at Uncommon, 1 white, 1 green for a 2/2 lifelink, and enchantments cost 1 colorless less to cast. Restoration of Yiganyo, 1 white, 2 generic. Step 1, grab a plains, reveal it, put it into your hand. Step 2, discard a card. You may. If you don't want to, that's fine. And then you can return a permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. A lot of times, if you don't have like a Kami of Transience or a creature that you want to return, you can discard a land and then bring that land in since it's mana value 2 or less tapped and ramp your board. Step 3, exile this, becomes a 3/4 Vigilance. When it attacks or blocks, you create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Sensing a theme here. Wedding Announcement, 3-drop from Crimson Vow. This is pretty common in the meta, so I'm not going to explain it too much. It's good for making tokens and buffing your squad with its Anthem effect. Catilda Dawnheart Martyr. This is where those spirits really come into play. 2 white, 1 generic for flying, lifelink protection from vampires. That can matter if your opponent has a Blood Tithe Harvester or happens to play another vampire, but that's really the main vampire that's played right now. Power and toughness are equal to the number of permanents you control that are spirits and enchantments, so it can get big. And Leyline Binding, the really, really good removal card, enchantment based. Thank you for the subscribe. I really appreciate that. 1 white, 5 generic for Flash. When it comes in, it exiles target non-land permanent an opponent controls, but it has domain. So for each basic land type you control, it costs 1 less. So we can power that up easily with Jetmir's Garden, because this is a mountain forest and a plains. So if you do the math here, Leyline Binding costs 6. If you have 1 Jetmir's Garden out, it costs 3, and you can flash that in and take care of troublesome permanents. We have Overgrown Farmland. We're running 2 Botanical Plazas. This comes in tapped, so make sure you watch that. But this can be good for late game card draw if you stall out, you're at parity, you're having trouble closing the game. You tap 4 mana, 1 white, 1 green, 2 generic, sacrifice it, draw a card. We got some forests, we got some plains. Let's get to it. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Whoever just subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's go. See what we can do on the ladder today. Hope you're having a great day. And you know what? Win or lose, I'm going to make sure that this is a great day too. Keep a positive outlook. Okay, we're going first 2 forests, 1 plains. Naturalist is cool. Makes our Teachings of the Kirin and our companion cost 1 mana each. That's probably our turn 2 play. Duressing. Getting rid of the Teachings of the Kirin. Okay, let's... I would say normally let's attack first, but let's just go Spirited Companion because it makes it cheaper. If this dies, that'll be more expensive. Alright, now we go in. And we go Generous Visitor, and we hope they don't have a meat hook in their hand. Basically. Sleeper. That doesn't bother me too much. So we play Wedding Announcement. Visitor can grant a counter. They can pump this to a 2/2 right now. We can put the counter on the Naturalist. We can also just swing in and then do Catilda. Let's put it here. So I have a feeling they have a cut down in their hand or something. Let's attack with these two. So we get to draw a card off Wedding Announcement. They're going to block and pump, which is fine. Awesome. Drew another Wedding Announcement. I love to see that. Shieldred is a problem. Let's go. Catilda. Need to draw into one of our Leyline Bindings. The problem is we draw a card every turn. We take 2 damage. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of the Wedding Announcement. Yeah, it's going to punish us for drawing cards, but we don't really have a choice. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do this, counter here. We're going to draw a card here, take 2 damage, counter here. Another Catilda. We're going to attack in for 7 and gain that life back. And then hope they don't have a way to deal with Catilda. But we do have a backup Catilda. Invoke Despair. Let's get rid of one of our... Instead of the token, let's get rid of a Spirited Companion. That way, if we draw Restoration of Vigania, we can play that again. Jetmir's Garden. Really don't want to cycle that to draw a card, but I might have to. That's okay. We'll take 2 damage. Leyline Binding. Perfect. I'm glad we cycled that. Alright. In you go for 5. Another Invoke Despair. My lord. Let's go to token. Well, that's a third one. We can get rid of Shieldred now. Back. Alright. And a Bank Buster. Should have set a stop there so I could flash that in. That was my fault. But let's do this. Counter here. Now we'll do this. We're really relying on Catilda here. What do we draw? Botanical Plaza? We could use that to draw some cards next turn. See if they have an answer for Catilda here. If they do, and they spend all their mana to do it, we can disturb that Catilda. So I guess we send the Spirited Companion and the Generous Visitor at Sorin. They have to block Catilda with this. Sorin has to die, right? Unless they have some form of interaction. Okay, let's do that. You guys go at Sorin. You go face. Yes, got there. 1-0. Alright, let's see if that can continue. Man, 3 Invoke Despairs, I gotta tell you. Back to back to back. If we didn't have those tokens, that's what's kind of good about this deck is you have these little, like, POS tokens that, like, can add up to doing something good, but if you have to sacrifice them to Invoke Despair or Liliana, you can do that. And not really care too much about the Invoke Despair, but we also had Catilda, which gains us a bunch of life every turn. The opponent played well. It was a good game. But, like, that's what we want to see happen. Alright. See if we can just repeat that. Just repeat it all day. I doubt it. Okay, opponent goes first on this one. So we have a turn 2. This comes in tapped. We can play that on 1. We have a turn 2 Kami of Transience. Our Leyline Binding will only ever, until we get a Triome or an actual Plains, this will only ever cost 4. So that's going to be very, or 5, excuse me, because we only have forests. We're also going to need a Plains for Catilda. But this looks decent. Looks decent. Not good. There's a Plains, though. That's nice. Alright. I wonder if we're playing against mono green here. I think it looks like mono green or maybe Gruul. Let's get the Kami in. We might have to end up Leyline Binding that Beast Caller, because that thing, as it gets counters on it, when this dies, all the counters it has get to be transferred into another creature. So, that being said, they're going to play another creature. If this becomes a 4/4, we're not going to be able to block it anyway. So, let's go Wedding Announcement. Level up the Kami, and then get some damage in. They do block. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. So what's our play here? Another Kami and a Spirited Companion? Make sure we hit our land drop next turn. We can Leyline Binding the Loam Speaker. It's possible that they have a Tamiyo's Safekeeping. And they have access to 1 mana right now with the Loam Speaker. So let's develop our board. Land. Alright, cool. We're chilling. If we can get wide enough against this, they're not going to have any sweepers. So, Catilda is quite potent right now. We'll have 5 mana available to us. We have the opportunity to Leyline Binding the Loam Speaker to make them even more mana screwed. Yeah, let's try that. If they're having a problem, let's make their problem worse. Okay, so I wanted their... Yes. I wanted that Spirited Companion in the graveyard for when we do Restoration of Viganjo. We can bring that back and draw another card. So that was a good... Alright. So we're going to take 8 here. Oh. We're not. Visitor. Naturalist. And let's go in for 7. Double block. I like that a lot. Alright, let's get Catilda in here. She's going to be a monster. Yes. 2-0. They had a little bit of mana screw there. But like I was debating whether or not to take their Llanowar Loam Speaker with Leyline Binding. And I think that was... I mean, obviously it was the right call, but it could have gone... It was close either way. Whenever your opponent has a mana screw and they have a mana dork, sometimes it can be the right play to just exacerbate their problems, make their problems worse. I usually, thanks for tuning in, you guys. I usually don't stream during the daytime like this, but I had a little bit of time today. Usually it's Sundays at 7 p.m. Central. And then I have gameplay videos that come out throughout the week when I can record at night. But I did have some free time today, so thanks for checking it out. We are currently 2-0 with Selesnya Enchantments. I will post the deck list. I forgot to do it in the description. Please feel free to, it'll help me out if you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay. We're going first. This is a problem because we have Jetmir's Garden that comes in tapped. So if we play this, we can't play our Generous Visitor turn 1. If we play the Forest, we can play our Generous Visitor. But then if we play Plains and play Kami, then we can't, unless we draw another land, we can't play our 3-drop. Because Garden will come in untapped. Or tapped, excuse me. So we'll keep it. I think it's more important that we hit our Wedding Announcement on turn 3 than it is our Generous Visitor on turn 1. I'd like to hit Kami on turn 2. So we'll err on the side of safety. We'll play Jetmir's Garden first. Then we can sneak the Generous Visitor in later. Okay, blue means probably mono blue tempo with just a basic island. So let's get our Kami down. They're going to bounce it. Yep. Knew that was happening as soon as they paused. Okay. So let's go Visitor now. And then if they have a counterspell in hand, let's have them counter the Kami, because it always can come back to our hand later. Okay. Let's attack first. Now let's go Naturalist, see if they want to burn another counter. Thirst for Discovery. Alright, they're going to have to Haughty Djinn at some point here. Our plan is to just go wide as humanly possible. Okay, let's go Wedding Announcement. Try to get Catilda out. And chill. Let's go wide. Our life gain will be probably super important here too, because they're going to be hitting hard with that Djinn. But we're trying to demotivate them from attacking us because... Oh, Lord. Alright. Alright. Alright, couple more instant spells, and they're going to have us. That makes it 7-4. That was 14. Consider... Alright, good game. Yep, lost that one. Tempo was too fast. They were able to bounce our big stuff too much, and we weren't able to get in there with any life gain. But we're 2-1 so far. Mono Blue is a toughie. Good game. Opponent played really well. Alright. Keep moving. Alright, so Mono, what did we fight so far? Mono Black was a win. What was the first game? If you guys are in the chat, help me out. I can't remember the first game. We won that one, and then we lost to Mono Blue. Could be potent. Seems kind of brittle. Hopefully we draw into some of our utility stuff. That's a little better. At least have an aggressive turn 1 play. So they're running Esper, so they probably have like Rafine or something in here. Wedding Announcement, that kind of sucks for us. Let's try to get this going here. That's enough counters on the Kami of Transience. We don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, but that's a beater. Darkmaster Gaming, what's up? How's it going? Token. Let's go. Let's drop a Wedding Announcement. Let's put a few counters elsewhere. And then next turn we can drop Kami of Transient and another Wedding Announcement. Dark Matter, what's up? Just got here. How are the games? Games so far, we're 2-1. So far. The one loss was to Mono Blue. Interesting. So they're gonna counter the wedding announcement. Probably the right move. Dark Master Gaming doing good since you got coffee in me. It's a necessity. Gotta have the coffee. Thinking, yep, no problem. Denick. Wouldn't surprise me to see them attack here just to get the card. They know that I'm not gonna block with the visitors. Alright. Tough spot. Do we want them to block with 2 tokens? Probably not, to kill our Spirited Companion. That's more than likely what they'll do, or they'll block with Denick and token. Let's just try to build up. Not sure that being aggressive against expendable tokens is going to be good. They took care of both our wedding announcements, I gotta say. Pretty good. Alright, so we're gonna need... We're gonna need a Leyline Binding pretty quick here. Okay. So this deck that the opponent is playing is just literally an Esper good cards pile. This is just Shieldred, AO the Dawn Sky, Wedding Announcement, Airtie. Yeah, it's just give me all the good cards. Which is fine. So if they destroy Catilda, we can disturb it back to one of our Tramplers. Problem with AO the Dawn Sky is it has Vigilance. So we don't actually want that thing to die. We want to get that thing exiled. So a Leyline Binding off the top would be great here. Problem is they have 2 really good threats. They have the Dawn Sky and they have Shieldred. And Rafine. Yep. They don't have mana for it, but I bet you they... I doubt they play Joda, because they don't have mana for that. But I bet you they play Rata Drabrick, or whatever, the Esper, or the Orzhov guy that cares about legendaries. If that comes down, I think we're pretty much done. In with Denick. They probably want Denick to die, so they can bring it back as a flyer. And then they just gained 6 life from Shieldred. Good news is we can chump with Catilda and gain some life ourselves, but... Okay. Let's go... How much does Denick cost to disturb for? Go here. We'll go here. We'll go here. Then we're still taking 9. can't attack with Catilda. Spirited Companion loses us 2 life from Sheoldred. I think we have to. Do it though. No Leyline Binding in our future. So let's do this. Take it. We got 14. I was hoping they would block it so we could disturb it onto one of our other creatures to block. So we're probably looking at death. 9. We can block Sheoldred. They can attack with at least these 3. Connive for 3. Gain 6 life. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If they discard 3 non-land permanents, which they only have 4 cards, so they might not be able to get there. You can only get to 12. And then we die. Let's set a stop. Yep, we die. Oh, good game. All right, Dark Matter. We are 2-2 now. Dark Matter, do I have any tips on dealing with aggro decks? I usually play grindy value-based decks and find myself getting run over often. What colors are you in? Usually I would say you have to have a good sweeper and you have to have cheap removal, but it matters what color you're in. And you're getting run over. Are you getting run over with mono white? Because that's like tax-based aggro to stop you from playing your value spells. Or if you're getting run over with mono red, it's a little bit different of a tactic that I have for both of those. Unfortunately, one of the 1-2 punches right now in the meta is blue and red or blue and white typically is what you're playing. Okay, I got you. We think about that for just a second. We're going first. We have a tap land here, forest. Kami on turn 2. We have to draw a land. This is kind of risky. But if we do draw land, it's an awesome hand. Let's risk it all. Usually red green that kills you. Okay. And you're playing blue, red, and blue and white. I think one of the problems with playing blue and white control right now is that all the really good sweepers in those colors have gone. So like Doomscar is gone. Let's see if we can dig up a land here. Damn. Alright, we'll attack, gain the life. Doomscar is gone. So I think black's going to have an easier time with those. And some life gain can go a long way, too. So, like, especially if you're playing against Gruul, they don't really have a way to gain life. Oh, tap land? Seriously? So some life can go a long way. But you're missing sweepers in white. That's my take, anyway. So we can attack here. This can't attack or block. We can gain 2 life, deal 3 damage to him. Let's go Restoration. Make sure we get a Plains for next turn. Whoops, that's a 3-drop. A little distracted. Oops. Kami? Do this pre-combat. Might as well gain some life. Scary to see ramp. Let's see what they have. As long as it's not like the hexproof big nasty from Crimson Vow, we can take care of it with Leyline Binding. We do have 2 restorations going. Titan. Destroy an enchantment, maybe? Make a Rhino? Surprised they didn't block with the Rhino there. Alright, let's go in with these first. See if they have some decisions to make. Destroy that, get the Titan back. That's a good play. Let's get Jetmir's Garden in. See who runs out of steam first. I have a feeling it's going to be us, if they have any card draw in their deck. And they have more Titans. Cycling, looking for answers. Titan doesn't have Vigilance, though, so they're in a little bit of a weird spot. Like, if they have some interaction for Catilda, a bounce spell would really hurt us right now. Another Catilda. Problem is, we don't have another enchantment to play to boost Catilda up past Titan of Industry. So let's do this. Actually, I guess Kami is a spirit, so we can do that. Alright, well that's our only option. Try to get in there with Catilda. Bounce spell really hurts us. Kind of rather them destroy it, so we can play our other Catilda and then have this one to bounce. Alright, let's replay the one that they know about then. They blitzed it in to draw a card. 3 Catildas. Seriously? Alright. Let's sack this and draw a card then. Another Jetmir's Garden. Alright. In we go. And let's save that Jetmir's Garden to cycle it. Don't need another land right now. We could get there. We have a lot of life. They have one card in hand. Come with the Topiary Stomper. No blocks. We don't want to lose any of our enchantments or spirits, because I'll make Catilda weaker. Let's try to go for the 1-2 punch here. Yes! We got there. That looked horrible for a second, especially I made a huge tactical error in the beginning, if you noticed. So I had Jakai Naturalist out, making enchantment spells cost 1 less to cast. And then I discarded Wedding Announcement because it showed as being 2. I'm like, oh, it's a 2 mana thing. I'll return that with Restoration of Biganjo. And it didn't. So I punted, like, massively. But we were able to get Catilda out there. What's up, Hillbilly? How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. I've got about 15, 20 minutes. Not Justin. Like the stream nerds. Yeah. That's cool. Welcome, not Justin. What should we call you since you're not Justin? There are 9 likes and 12 viewers. Yeah, that's true. Maybe not everybody likes it. Maybe people are like, I don't like this. Don't like this. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna like it. That's fine. This looks. How does this look? We have 3 planes. Kami is the preferred 2-drop. But Spirited Companion might be able to draw us a forest. Catilda we have no problem playing. We'll keep it. We'll risk it all. Jetmir's Garden. Another planes! Oh, cruel world. That's fine. Ooh. Alright, another planes. Another planes. Alright, that's fine. We're playing mono white enchantments today, everyone. And we're going against Selesnya enchantments, but we're going against the controlling version. I'm gonna say with Weaver of Harmony in here, they have a bunch of little 3-drop exile things, and then they have Hallowed Haunting. I almost guarantee they run Hallowed Haunting. And we draw a green spell on top of it. Holy crap. Mana base, there are 4... We have 4 Overgrown Farmland, 4 Jetmir's Garden, and 2 Botanical Plaza. Jetmir's Garden, tap land. That'll give us our green, but do we care? We really kind of want to get Restoration out. If we play that Jetmir's Garden right now, we can't play anything. Well, we can reduce the chance that we draw planes next turn. Let's not attack. Planes. It's funny. Let's get Jetmir's Garden discarded and bring that back. Or do we want to bring... Yeah. We're never going to draw a forest, so... Not Justin. If you start the game with all your planes, you'll either draw spells or a green mana source. That is true. We're just getting all the planes out of the way. For our, you know what? When we draw our 8 mana, 8 white cost spell, we'll have a lot of plane. Oh no, we don't have that in here. We'll take that. As much as I want to get rid of the Weaver of Harmony. I wonder why they attacked there. Because they could have done Restoration of Aganjo, tap Weaver of Harmony, and then triggered it twice. But I guess they're going to trigger it twice next turn. Let's get another Spirit in. Planes for days. That's right, Daniel. Hillbilly, I got your channel featured on my channel. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, MTG Hillbilly. That's very thoughtful. Thanks, my man. They're going to trigger this twice. Yep, return that. What would an 8 white spell do? I think it would probably... I bet if it was 8 white mana, it would probably exile all permanents your opponent controls. Probably something like that. Get rid of Catilda. Exile. And then also exile something else. Two. You know, Leyline Binding can get rid of Prayer of Binding and get us back both of our things, which is cool. Let's see if we can trap them. Let's see if we can exile Prayer of Binding on their turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if we can block something with Catilda, and then that's really the only thing I can think of. Eight mana white spell. Name a number. Your life total becomes that number. Nice. I think that would probably be like a 12 mana life spell. Exile you. Exile you. Yeah. It's not looking great, you guys. Still have 1 green mana. So let's get our Kami of Transience out how we can. Oh, forest in the graveyard. And I think we're pretty much out of gas. But I think if we lose this one... There it is. Wow. Nasty. Yep. We lost this one, so I think that's like a 50% for the day. Or is it like... We do like 4 and 3 or 3 and 3 or something like that. Unfortunately, I am out of time. I only had a short break today, but I appreciate you all being here. Thanks for popping in on this random stream. If you want to see another stream, I do them Sundays at 7 p.m. Central. Then I also have gameplay videos throughout the week that I release when I can record at nighttime or here and there. And then there's also other stuff on the channel like card reviews and things like that. So if you're new here, thank you very much for hanging out. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you want to see more content. And thank you all. Thanks again, Daniel Hillbilly. Thanks for featuring the channel, brother. I appreciate it. Not Justin. Thanks for coming by. Dark Master, Dark Matter. Everybody else lurking in the chat. Connor, thanks very much. I appreciate it. All right. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time.